Heyo everybody, this is Jacob with the Blind Spectrum team, and today we are going to be going over IT soft skills. For those of you who don't know, soft skills are your people skills. Being able to communicate effectively with people in the workplace and not sound like so much of a robot. Now, without further ado, let's just jump right in. Uh, Number one on the list is communicate without using jargon. Uh, as IT professionals, we know a lot of jargon. The alphabet soup, it's everywhere. CPU, RAM, and RAM's got like three other things attached to it. So when you're trying to help your end users, don't just spew out this alphabet soup at them. It'll just confuse them and kind of make it seem like you're trying to be a know-it-all, and nobody likes that. Now, what I like to do when I'm trying to get a complicated point across without, giving them a 3-hour lecture is to do an analogy. And if you don't know what analogy is, it's basically comparing one situation to another. So, like the CPU you might compare to the human brain, or the RAM to what's in your head right now. And I've found that that's a pretty effective way to get your point across without boring them or distracting them from what's really important. Now, number two, got listening. Now, when your users are explaining their issues to you, you really need to pay attention and try to visualize what they're seeing or what happened when you weren't there. And listening is such a key skill. And I cannot stress that point enough is just you have to listen. If you don't listen to what they're saying, you will not see or find the problem. And even if you think you already know what the answer is, listen to everything, because there might be one key piece of information they don't tell you to right at the end that changes the entire equation, and maybe you don't pay attention and you go and you try to solve it this other way, and you may end up making things worse. So listen, listen, listen to everything they have to say. Now, number three is to ask questions, and not just any questions. I have to ask the right questions. Now, when you're asking questions, you have to remember that they don't know what we know. We know all kinds of complicated stuff that they just haven't been taught. And you have to try and ask them in a way that will lead them to the answers you need. And it's not always easy, especially because we could direct another IT person straight to what we need. Go through these three menus and click here, and it's all simple. But when they don't understand where to go at the beginning or what hidden command they may have to put in, you have to make sure that you're asking the questions that will lead them to that one piece of information that might be utterly crucial to solving your problem, or, well, their problem. Now, number four is to inform without being condescending. Now, this is kind of tied in to some of the other ones is, again, we know a lot of things that they don't. And if you get frustrated with an end user, or maybe even another IT professional in your workplace, because maybe you have learned something they haven't. Now, I've gotten frustrated myself, and it's not easy to take that back, and so you don't want to lose your temper or make them think that you think you're better than them for what you know, because chances are they know something that you don't, and it's your job to inform them maybe of what they've done wrong, or if there was a system-wide issue, what really happened, or if they're not interested and they're just not going to remember, maybe don't bother giving them the long version. A lot of people don't want the long version. And you have to find a way to tell them without coming off as rude or condescending, because it makes the situation worse for everybody involved. And again, they don't know what we know. It's key to remember is we know a lot of things that they don't, but they also know things that we don't. Everybody has their area of expertise. All right. Number 5, we got empathize. You know, because again, they don't know what's happening to their computer, and we do, and chances are these are issues that either we've seen before or we've experienced ourselves. And you're helping somebody who can't get to the internet, and that's always frustrating. People just want to be able to go watch silly cat videos on the internet, and when they can't do that, it can get frustrating because these things are supposed to work. And when they do most of the time and then they fail, it's difficult. And I've gotten frustrated before with a download that was taking way too long, or someone's using up all the bandwidth. And it's key to act human when you're interacting with these people because, again, we've had these problems ourselves. And empathizing can really solidify a positive relationship. And when your end users or just your family, whoever you're helping, knows that you understand what they're going through, it can make things a lot less tense and really help you make friends. And friends are so crucial when you're working within a large work environment. All right. Number 6, we have respect. Now, respect is hard to earn in this world. And just the slightest bit when you first arrive, you're just being polite, you know, just even if they're angry at you, if they're pissed about what's happening with their computer because they need to get their work done. Just being respectful. Don't respond to their anger with anger. Or maybe someone's down and they're depressed because they need to get this work done. Just being respectful can change so much. And this goes back to number 4 about informing without being condescending. Is when you show them respect, you get respect. And if you're condescending or you're rude and you don't listen, then chances are you're not going to get very far. And it'll slow you down and it'll slow them down, and the problem will take longer to fix. So you give respect and you get respect. It goes both ways. And finally, we have number 7, and that is being friendly without lingering. Now, I like talking to people as much as everybody else. You make a friend, and it's nice to be able to stay and talk with them, but you both have work to do. So you be friendly while you're there, but when your job is done, get out of there. Don't linger and take up their time and waste your own time that you could be spending solving some other issue. So you be nice, because nobody likes someone who's being a jerk, especially someone who's there to help. You show up to help and you're just a jerk, it's not going to go well for anybody. So you be friendly, but you don't linger and waste their time, because that's kind of sometimes more annoying. And you want to get back to your work, but this guy's just sticking around, wasting your time, and you're trying not to be rude because he's being friendly. But so it makes the whole situation worse. So be friendly without lingering. Very important. Alright guys, that's all I have for you on IT soft skills. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.